Hello YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Hasu Hour. I've got a great game for you today. Terran versus Zerg, my favorite matchup, with two really good pro gamers here representing their races. So in the bottom right hand corner, the one, the only, the legendary, possibly the greatest StarCraft player in the world right now, Byun, and his opponent, Soulkey, the Zerg. Now this is the first match of a 5-game match that occurred on February 1st, I believe it was. And let's get right to it. So the Zerg opens up with a fast expansion, ultra standard. You can see by the timing here, he's got in the Hatchet 18 and then another drone, or it could have been Hatchet 17 and then 2 drones, but whatever, you get the basic gist. And then he goes for Extractor and then Pool. So fairly standard, fairly typical build, a little eco-heavy. Byun opting for Barracks Gas, going to throw down an Orbital Command and get a Reaper. He hasn't scouted yet, although if he sees this Overlord, he is going to know where his opponent spawned, directly to the north of his base. You can see he gets a Fast Expo. It almost shouldn't even be called a Fast Expo. This is such a standard build among top-level Terran players that it's like a normal Expo, but it is, we'll call it Fast Expo anyway. And you see he gets a Marine right after, Depot, of course, probably going to throw down a Factory right now, there it is, and then get that second gas. And he's relying strictly on the Reaper for early game scouting while they're sending out SCV. Fair enough, who am I to question the wisdom of the Great One as he does his build. Let's check out the Zerg, see what he's doing. He's got a slow mine here on the gas, so really focusing on that mineral income early on. 2 queens just about to spawn. He does have a small 6 Slowling Strike Force, which you might be sending here to attack the Terran forces. And let's note something here. You see the route he's taken. He's gone the long way to the right, and presumably that's to avoid maybe any incoming Reapers or to attack undetected. And the wings are a pretty good unit, pound for pound early on, so why not attack with them, disrupt your opponent's plans, prevent them from just mining at their second base normally. A couple Hellions here. We can see the Byun's gone for an early reactor core on his factory instead of the tech lab to produce tanks. He's got a tech lab at his barracks, potentially pumping some Marauders or even using that to switch and make tanks with his factory, or can't imagine that he would use it with his starport, but maybe he needs that medevac upgrade, so critical to boost for longer periods of time. And let's see the Zerg's tech here. He's got a Evo chamber. Byun going with an early drop, and he's got a 4 Hellion payload. So this is going to be great watching these Hellions micro around the undefended Zerg main. This could spell disaster for Soulkey as the Hellions chasing after the drones. 4 dead already, and oh my god, 5 more. This is disaster for Soulkey. His eco is in ruin, and these queens just not able to really. But meanwhile, a counter by Soulkey, and he's doing some damage as well with some Zerglings in the Terran main. So both players a very aggressive attacking style, but you can't help but think that Byun got the best of that, although they're Their supply counts are pretty even. Speedlings racing towards the Terran main. Now there is a 5 Hellion task force there to, and look at this slow drops from Soulkey. Beautiful, absolutely brilliant. It's like we're playing vanilla StarCraft again. I can't wait till the lurks go into your main. And the Lings now attacking the main. Well, a secondary force hits the natural, and these guys are just so aggressive. Really beautiful play. Byun does manage to fend off the double-pronged attack, but you can really see why these guys are the best in the world. And in come 2 Banelings, but they are gonna have some trouble unloading their payload as the SCVs run for their lives and quickly get backed up by Hellions. Byun's still ahead in supply count, and he's not just going to sit there and macro up. He's going to do another drop. These guys just you got to love how they play. You know, it's just constantly looking for an edge, looking to gain that advantage, trying to hurt their opponents. And the 4 Hellion payload here potentially going to be stalked by these Lings. Great dropship micro there to save the Hellions. And you might be able to take out some creep tuners here if he scans. Look at this micro. The Lings unable to get a hit on the Hellions, though they are able to prevent the attack from doing any damage to the Zerg economy, at least. And the Lings trying as best as they can to fight the Hellions here. Phenomenal stutter step micro there. Not missing a beat. Let's take a look at the Terran production. We've got another barracks being built with reactor core. The vital stim upgrade being already researched. Hellion pump and a starport with reactor core, no doubt for medevac, as Byun transitions to a more typical M&M build. Relentless Hellion attacks on the Zerg 3rd, but they are going to be fended off by the Ling Queen force. And really nice use of Hellions here. Great value for the mineral income that he spent on them. And an excellent attacking game by Byun so far. Soulkey doing his best to fight off the top player in the world. And obviously, you can't blame him for struggling a little against such a talent, although phenomenally close. Supply count, still a very even game, and such an exciting one so far. The Ling's going to be able to surround the Hellions here and get a couple kills. So nice engagement by Soulkey against the aggressive Terran, and a little win there. It's so important to win these battles. Liberator Harass coming into play, fended off by Queen and Spore. And we're seeing a couple Widow Mines being produced as Byun grabs his 3rd and masses up a Marine army here with Hellion backup. He does have double eBay upgrades with the armory, so he can attack to the next level. And I'm surprised we haven't seen any tanks here, but I guess he doesn't need them. Look at all these barracks. There's 5 barracks, 4 of them with reactor core, so able to produce a ton of Marines off his 3-base income. And it looks like Byun's moving out. He has morphed the Hellions into fire bats. And does the Soulkey have any army that can fight this off? He's switching to Muta, and Mutaling Bane might just be able to take on the forces here. And look how close these Mutas are getting to the Terran army. He is not afraid to fight. Couple creep tumors going down. Really nice creep spread by Soulkey. And he is going to have to engage. And in come the Banelings. And phenomenal spread by Byun. The Banes unable to incinerate the Terran army as they had hoped. Still a decent-sized force here by the Zerg. And the Muta's looking to pick off some Hellbats. Beautiful Widow Mine placement. The Zerg forces are able to fight off the Terran attack there. Both sides suffering heavy losses, and excellent defense by Soulkey. He did manage to fend off the Terran push, at least for now. But Byun, undaunted, masses up again, ready to move out, does not want to let his opponent get that fourth base and secure an economic advantage. Soulkey's scouting wing sees the attacking Terran force. Creep tumors being eradicated by the advancing Terran army. So important to fight the creep spread, to prevent your opponent from having that sort of vision. Nice lings there, taking out the mine, and then important, of course, to have the overseers be able to detect these mines. And oh, look at this, a 4-bane drop being planned. Meanwhile, they're both simultaneously planning drops on each other, and the drops are gonna pass each other in the night, like ships passing in the night. And so both players may have some knowledge, if they even notice that. In comes the Terran drop, and it is going to be fended off by the Mutalisks. Meanwhile, the Terran push here, relatively successful at the top left. No real army to stop it. No sign of what happened with the Zerg drop. So eventually it was called off, or maybe it just didn't do any damage. I missed that. The Zerg massing on his creep, sticking with Mutiling Bane. A really phenomenal army here. Terran massing, focusing Marine and Widow Mine with, of course, Medevac. Byun still on 3 bases, and Soulkey does have his 4th saturation mining at all of his bases, so pretty nice income here for the Zerg player. You can see he's slightly ahead in harvesters and mineral and gas income. Looks like Soulkey might have an advantage here, as Byun not really pressing at the moment. He's content to sit on his army with the mine backup at the top left-hand corner, and he's massing here in the middle. But with an extra base, I think that Soulkey is going to have a nice eco edge. Byun now attacking the Zerg 3rd, and he is going to be able to take out this hatchery, although it is sort of a backup hatchery for production, and I guess also to, in case one of the hatcheries goes down, which is a very real prospect with this hyper-aggressive Terran player. Nice little mine trap there, claiming some kills, and Byun attacking on the Zerg 4th, takes out the Queen, but he's got to retreat, trying to get the high ground advantage here, burrow his mines, and the mines go off, and drops into the Terran, or into the Zerg main. Really nice tactical maneuver there. The Muta's not sure if they want to engage against the stemmed Marines. In come the Banelings, in come the Muta. Massive losses for Byun. Phenomenal victory for Soulkey there. That could be a decisive advantage. Byun now attacking the Zerg 3rd, desperate to gain something for those losses. Doesn't want to lose his medevacs, doesn't want to lose the Marines. The Muta's in hot pursuit, and the Marines are going to have to be dropped right here, right now. A really nice Widow Mine hit, and one more. Splash damage everywhere. The medevacs trying to get away, and they are going to escape potentially. So Byun, suffering some losses there, has added a Thor to his composition to have the range attack against those units, as well as the splash. Still fighting that creep spread. Nice little Widow Mine trap here. Pretty good use of Widow Mines throughout this game by Byun. He's undeterred by a minor setback. This guy's a champion, and he knows that he can win battles and he can get back in this game. He's not very far behind anyway. The Thor doing an excellent job of absorbing the Baneling hits. So very clever late game idea by Byun here to use the Thor to supplement his Bioball army and his Widow Mines. Another drop here being planned by Byun. He's taking the long way to these bases at the top middle. Doesn't want to be detected by the creep. Soulkey, for his part, demonstrating the extreme effectiveness of the Marine Ling Baneling combo. Really nice play by both sides so far. Byun setting up a little threat here in the middle, trying to press, probably also trying to distract from the drop. He's stimmed his Marines at the top left. He does have to engage with the mutant forces, but they do not want to take too many hits from the Thor. And look at that phenomenal micro, saving the Marines. Meanwhile, the Zerg 5th base going down. Ultras being added for Soulkey. But beautiful use of terrain and a really nice distraction push in the middle while his drop claims the 5th base. The third player now trying to take on this Terran army, but not willing to engage against the Widow Mines with the terrain disadvantage, being choked a little bit there, and Widow Mines being taken out. The Zerg reclaiming the middle ground here as Terran retreats, tries to build up 4 bases to 4 bases, so somewhat equalized here, and really nice Marine micro by Byun, engaging at a phenomenal advantage, but he is going to lose this strike force here as the Zerg army pulled in from the center of the map to deal with that harass. So Soulkey working on his 5th base. Byun 4 bases, saturation mining, 2 active bases, saturation mine. No gas here at the 3rd. Nice. He's got no need for it or no minerals to build the refineries. He's producing so many Marines. Significant gas advantage for Blue. Look at Byun's gas income. He's got no gas income. Double refinery coming down at the 4th base. Potentially, he may have just forgotten about his gas at his 3rd. When you're dealing with a million things, when we're clicking so many buttons at the same time, or maybe these things slip mine, right? Who knows what's the deal with that? But he should get some refineries here. That would be a good idea. Both players taking a break to macro up. Byun grabbing a 5th base with his orbital command from his natural, and a Ling strike force here in the area. Byun preparing to attack the Zerg 5th base with a small Marine force. Lings rushing in. You see ghosts have been added to the Terran composition. No doubt to take out the Ultra with the steady targeting. And the Terran push begins up the center of the map in hot pursuit of the Ultra army. Infestors now being produced by Soulkey, and a new batch of Banelings being morphed. Both players wanting to engage in the best possible circumstances for themselves as they approach the vital climactic final battle. Both armies inches away, and it looks like Byun is going to attack. The Widow Mines bury, steady targeting. 2 Ultras go down, and another. And also an Infestor. Really nice ghost use here by Byun. One more Ultra dying. Heavy losses for the Zerg forces. Meanwhile, the Mutas tearing apart the Terran main. These few Marines are not going to be able to reinforce successfully. Byun says, I'm going to go with a push to the middle. I'm going to try to win this game right now. Soulkey finally maxed. Byun pretty close. How these armies engage is going to decide the game. This is still extremely close. Another drop by Byun at the Zerg 6th base, or 7th, I guess. There's another one too. Steady targeting, taking out the defense Ultra, and Marines here engaging the Zerg army. A pretty nice choke point engagement. Widow Mine doing a lot of damage. And the steady targeting, forcing the Ultras to retreat. a significant win by Byun there. This base is going down. The Zerg unwilling to surrender on it. Ultra Bane trying to press through the Terran army. In comes the Muta support. Byun suffering extremely heavy losses. Soulkey has won the game. What a phenomenal match, ladies and gentlemen. Byun unwilling to give it up, but look at this supply edge. 60 supply for Zerg. Bases everywhere. The Terran eco in ruins. Ladies and gentlemen, what a phenomenal game by Soulkey. I can only imagine the joy he's feeling right now, having taken on the best in the world and achieved his triumph. And the Zerg army moving in for the kill. Byun still doing drop harass, still desperately holding on to the dream of winning, potentially thinking that the Zerg is weaker than he is. Of course, there is a good deal of incomplete information in StarCraft. Soulkey now taking out the last active mining base for Byun. And a Marine Ghost army here trying to engage, taking out a couple, or an Ultra there, doing some damage with the steady targeting, but unable to handle the Muta Force, and Byun is forced to type GG. What an incredible game. That was absolutely brilliant.